Ready. I'm ready. Y'all ready? Salute, salute. Peace, 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 peace and power, peace and power. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people that struggle. As you come on in, know that this is a safe space. Know that this is a space for learning and getting learned up. Know that this is a space for educating and being educated. Know that this is a space for conversation, comments and concerns, questions and answers, dialogue. This is a space of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. A space for queen comrades, for kings, for masters, for ciphers too. See, I power her. This is your space. A space of integrity. A space where we are working on the united path towards true liberation. As my classroom assistants come on in, damn, I'm crazy. Please keep all contact information in the chat for the duration and throughout the class. Please keep all funding information. Hashtags, green screens, apps with cash, pals that pay, unions that are Western. Damn it, grams with money. Yeah. Red cups, blue cups, charity, all that. It's a war going on outside. Fund the war effort. If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management, please book an assessment. If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management, please book an assessment. Don't wait till it's too late. Trust and believe. Tonight's class, anger management written all over it. Book an assessment. Get yourself some help. Okay? Learn your triggers and learn what strategies you can employ to calm yourself. Get yourself in the right frame before you end up on the hot hood of a police car. Before you out there in the streets getting hit by rubber bullets and all that. Before you getting kicked out of the library for arguing with a librarian. Okay? If you or anybody you know is in need of a domestic violence intervention, please book an assessment. Don't wait till it's too late. Don't wait until you gotta go on a school trip with your kids and you gotta keep tents on all day. Too late. Don't wait until your kids is a little nervous being around y'all. Don't wait until the in-laws have to keep getting involved. If you or anybody you know is in need of a domestic violence intervention, please book an assessment. Okay? If you or anybody you know is in need of intimate relationship abuse consultations or counseling, book an assessment. Learn the warning signs of behaviors that should alarm you. Hot pots of waters on the stove. Okay? Walking around with her fist balled up. Okay? Yeah. Book an assessment. If you or anybody you know is in need of an intimate relationship abuse, counseling or consultation, book an assessment. Okay, characters and characteristics that should heighten your awareness. Places, events, people that should have you on peak alert. Alertness levels up. Remember, with this information, the life that you save could be your own. Peace and power, peace and power. What's going on? Yeah, it's late. West Coast loving it, I know. Down south, Texas and all that, they loving it. Montana, Mountain Time, they loving it. East Coast, I know what it is. But hey, I got plenty of work to do. A lot going on. But I'm glad y'all here. I'm glad y'all up in here. I'm glad y'all made it. You know, we got not a lot to get into, but okay, so impromptu here. Especially dealing with what the situation has become on social media. On excuse me, on YouTube. And that other weird app that they have calling in and all that. It got tense over the last few years, and people have been getting dealt with. Okay? So we're going to make sure we get into this because this was definitely unfortunate. I'm trying to find out who won. So, Las Vegas, Nevada, if y'all would tag them, tag Las Vegas, Nevada, tag all YouTubers. Yeah, tag them all. Tag them in the comments. Y'all do what y'all want to do. Edit this, do whatever. But tag them because it's very important. Tag them. I'll leave the names for when we start the class. Okay? Because we know there's family members who are, I'm sure, shocked and grieving. Okay? But tag Las Vegas YouTubers and the worldwide. Okay? We gotta go to Brooklyn. We gotta tag Brooklyn. Tag a Karen that you know. Tag an Ofay that you know. Because with all this stuff that we've been hearing about the Puffster, the Diddler, and all that, tag them. Tag every Ofay. Tag they sites. Tag they Twitters. Because we got some Karens that went wow. And y'all talk about Grippergate. We talk about Grippergate. We done talked about the baby oils. We done talked about the lubes. Y'all done talked about R. Kelly. Y'all done talked about Bill Cosby. Y'all done talked about, what's that fool boy name? Nature Boy. Y'all done talked about all of this. Y'all even put the actor boy all up in the mix. But we got some Karens that wowed out. And we're going to get into their story. So tag a Karen. And anybody who follows One Taste Inc., tag them and tag Black women so we can really get down with the get down and show y'all, okay, that the old phase will have y'all looking this way when they doing something else. So tag them. Now let's get to it. We're going to see who's in class. So put down your little tweeds. Put down your wine. Yeah. This ain't Tasha K. You ain't going to be drunk up in here. Put your wine down. Get you some juice or some tea. God damn it, let's get to it. Philip Boone, first in class. We see you, Boone. Merklow and A. Wood, bring it up. Top 3 in the class tonight. Yeah, we see you, lovely lady. What up? Cool K. King. We see you up in here. Ken Williams, we see you up in here. S. Beckles, London. Magic and Lil Brit, what's going on? We see all y'all up in the building. The UK, across the pond, up in here. Flatbush, what up, man? We see you. Terrell, we see you, Terrell. Glad you up in here. Strong. That's what I'm talking about. Jeff Spark, what's going on? We see you all. What? 55. I ain't even saying your name. 55 near my Washington. 55. Yeah. Got you off the count, y'all. Yeah. Molly, what's going on? We see you. See Bliz the Sniper. Snook the Bear TV. Peace. Thank you for them apples. Green apples for peace. Bam Woods, Philly in the building. Marguerite McDonald Music. We see you in the building. That's what we talking about. Bushhead and Bernie. Yeah, we see y'all up in here. Yeah, we see y'all. Ray Macy. 55, Ray. 55. You and your raw and uncut. 55. AJ Watts. 55. Yeah. Y'all up in here. April Brown, what's going on? Educator extraordinaire. Kim Peace, what's going on? Mark Milner. We see you. Yeah, you made it. Andrea Jones is up. Jersey's finest. They played y'all in Jersey tonight, though. They played Ross Baraka, man. But we gonna do it. Don't worry about it. Andrea's in the building. We see you. K Moore, what's going on? Fred, 55, Fred. 55. Philly Threats. Chris, what's going on? We see you up in here. Brother Tadishi, Tyrone, backyard again. Up in the spotty spot. We see you. Yeah, Be Original Peace, what's going on? Alright? Who else? Kenny's on the Holy Grail. We see you. Ahmad. 55. Yeah. 55 East New York. See our prophet get us? 55. We see y'all. G-Rock. Yeah, hold your head out there, G-Rock. Get low. Get low. This ain't our part. This isn't our part. Stay up out of there. Let them handle that. There's a lot of counterinsurgency going on. There's a lot of trick plays going on. This is not your time. And make sure, I don't care who it is, red, blue, whatever, fall back. Let them do what they do out there. Ed, what up, 1050? We see you. Might say anything. How you doing? Yeah, you up in here. I see you. Hot car. What's going on? Good politics, entertainment. You in Vegas? Yes. I'm glad you're here. Participate. Geechee, what's going on? We see you. Huh? Where the bad? Ain't no bad, not in here. These is all natural in here. But we glad you up in the spotty spot. What's going on? Big Colorado. Yeah, what's going on? Boy, y'all flooding in tonight? Yeah. Yeah. What up? What up? Okay, Vincent, we see you. Yeah. What's going on? What's going on? Uh-huh. Yeah. 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 Moo, what up, Moo? Hey, Kosa, what up? Okay, let's get to it, man. We in here. We in here. It's late. We got to get to it. Disturbing case out of Las Vegas. YouTube beef taken to the next level, taken to the extreme level. Taken to the extreme level. Now, a lot of people who had frequent social media in the past when it wasn't as popular, okay? You had a lot of naysayers at one time when it came to social media, when it came to these apps, when it came to people believing that these social networks were as engaging and as part of the larger society as they have become. People still to this day, I know people who I went to high school with. I know people who I might have been in college with. I know people who I was in the mountains with who don't have social media, don't have any accounts. Yet I know some of my elders are on social media every day. You understand? Just like any other bit of technology, it takes a while for it to really, really permeate to just about everyone. That happened with everything. That happened with the telephone, that happened with the television. Damn it, that happened with cassettes, with CDs, with anything tech-based. Some people are going to be resistant. However, when it came to, right, Facebook, Twitter, then the emergence of YouTube, you have people saying, oh, you're wasting your time. Oh, these things aren't real. You shouldn't be so engaged. Blah, 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 blah. Now, the reality of what is presented on social media can vary. You have a lot of make-believe people. You have a lot of make-believe apps, especially in this day and time, where people have noticed what T45 was saying with fake news. You understand it? And now we're in a space where you have AI, where you have people going out of their way to create content, which is a terrible word, but create these little pieces of consumption that look so real, right? You have people have whole television, right? News segments that they create. You understand? To put their narrative out there and they catch people with it. However, when we're speaking on this particular dynamic, when we're speaking about YouTube, right, and people calling themselves content creators and people utilizing this as a means to supplement an income, or in some cases, their main income, people get a little weird with it. They get a little off kilter. Now, I'm not saying that some of them aren't weird and off kilter to begin with. Notice there are no guidelines to establish yourself as a content creator, there's no guideline, there's no testing, there's no license. People can get on here, whether they are of a higher intelligence or whether they some wacko or cuckoo, and garner an audience and an income. And I always say to you, and people who are their audience, be careful. Be careful what you watch on social media. Be careful who you watch on social media. Because you could be getting some information from somebody who basically is very equitable with somebody who's out of their mind. Okay? I mean, absolutely out of their mind, losing it. And we've witnessed many, and I'm not going to say any names. But man, listen. I've slowly and intentionally have watched certain people go way left. All the way left. Where I can see the content they place out daily and say, okay, this person is losing it. When you have a trained eye, you can see it. Again, I tell y'all, clean ears, clear eyes. Okay? Yeah, I did that backwards for a reason. Yeah. Because you have to watch that intensely, right? Somebody can say, oh, he said that backwards. Yeah. And that's how you have to watch people. Because you are the one who's intaking the information. Now, in saying that, there are so many platforms, really the majority of the platforms are not information-based. Whether it's entertainment-based, whether it's comedic, right? Whether it's sports-related, it's not informative. Whether it's all gossip, there's not a lot of information coming from it. Okay? There just isn't. And now with all the tricks where it's a catch you. Let us put these AI thumbnails up. It's like a candy store, right? You don't know if that candy is the best, but you're looking at the packaging. right? So everything is a market, it's a package, it's to get you to click to watch, because if you watch long enough, there's a view, and then that view is monetized, and here we are. So there's a lot of stuff going on. There was even a space where it was called by the viewers and those in the know YouTube streets. And people beefed on these YouTube streets. And people were dealt with because of things that they placed on social media, in cyberspace, that triggered others, knowing that they not really built for it. They not like that at all. But in the safety and the confines of their own dwelling, in their own homes, in their own offices or studios, they went off the rails. This story here is, listen, I saw it yesterday. I said, you know what, I don't want to touch it. However, once another set of information came, and then I started really getting into it, I said, nah, we got to touch that, because it was preventable. It was preventable if somebody would have intervened properly. I'm not saying that there wasn't any intervention, because later on, one of their friends or family members, okay, may watch this, and I don't want them to feel like they didn't attempt to not only de-escalate, but eliminate what happened. Okay, so in Las Vegas, let's go right to it. Las Vegas, Nevada. The suspect accused of unaliving two in a deadly shooting on the Las Vegas Strip appeared in court Tuesday. What is it? Yeah, today. It's still Tuesday. Today. 41-year-old Manuel Ruiz, a local YouTuber, is accused of clapping and unaliving another YouTuber, Rodney Finley, 44. Okay? And his wife, Tanisha, 43. The clapping happened just outside the Bellagio around 10:40 on Sunday. Construction Site Media, much appreciation for the super chat. Peace and power, salute, Bliz, Classroom, and Mars. I'm here supporting the war effort. Much appreciation. Be careful. When you super chat, y'all know what we say. Super chat, you also fund YouTube. Yeah, they get 60% of that. Watch they war effort. We ain't trying to get to them. All right? Well, much appreciation as always. We know you in the building. Okay? Now, what do we know of the Bellagio? I never been to Vegas. Only thing I know about the Bellagio is when I see it in movies. You understand? But I know for a fact, mobsters ain't even get clapped in present day in front of the Bellagio. Okay? The justice of the court told Ruiz that he wouldn't get a chance to post bail until his next court appearance, Thursday. So she's holding him. District attorney also present, but declined to comment until Ruiz's next appearance. Another local YouTuber was in the courtroom and spoke with the media. Marquise Wiley says he did not know the suspect or victims, but talked about how the feud between the two built up online over the last year. Okay? This has been going on, as far as he watched, for a year. We're going to get into it later, though. Marquis says, I think it's an addiction to social media, and I think it's a sign of mental illness. He did not have to clap and unalive a husband and wife. You understand? Listen now, a husband and his wife. 44 and 43 years old, respectively, unalive on a street in Vegas because of things that transpired on YouTube. Now, it may seem as that is the only reason. However, when we go further into it, we're going to see it's a little deeper than that, and it is, okay, senseless when we get into the meat of it. Ruiz is facing 2 charges of open unaliving with a deadly weapon. A video of the clapping circulated online in the moments after. Okay? Because the YouTuber was actually live when it took place. Rodney Finley, who went by Finney the Legend online, was live streaming moments before he was clapped. 3 YouTuber streamers were in the court today at Ruiz's court hearing. Okay? At his court hearing. Okay? Marquise, who we just spoke of, says it was childish. It was crazy. It didn't make any sense. Right? His name is Wiley Show. Goes by the Wiley Show. It was all about who was the biggest Las Vegas YouTube content creator. This is what the beef was about. On its face. And I'm saying on its face because we're going to get a little bit more into it. Because there's pieces here that the media is missing, but I see. Okay? Wiley had been following the dispute between the 2 YouTubers for months, including the violence that occurred on Sunday night. His statement: they was in competition, and when you watch YouTube, you see the different creators competing for our viewers, and that's what I thought it was about. I didn't think it was going to end in violence. Nobody does. Nobody does. Peace, G's. Peace. What's going on? Antoine, peace. Nobody does. Why? Because in all reality, you can scream at the screen. You can have angry Twitter fingers. You can do all that, but people really can't tell what's going on up in here. I've seen dudes that act like cold stone gangsters. I've seen trolls typing the wildest stuff. And then when you run into them in the street, they ain't nothing like that. They don't have that energy. They don't have that image. And they damn sure not holy. And I've seen the flip side too. People who are relatively passive online, non-confrontational, but opinionated and have questions. Actually, when I see who they are, I'm like, oh yeah, I know, son, get busy. Okay? It is a very, very difficult space to navigate here. Why? Because you really can't read energy. You can see outbursts. You can see emotions, right? But we also watch that in Hollywood and on television. We see actors. However, everyone isn't playing. Everyone isn't well. They're just not. and people can present themselves how they choose to over technology. I've had people in very, very, very dire straits and very scattered mentally reach out. And in the course of that assistance, whatever demons that they have comes out, comes through, and is pushed off. I've had people who seemingly are very well and together and in weeks show something very different. Okay? It is a very, 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 very inaccurate depiction of who's who. Okay? Now, 2 officers on routine duty heard the gunfire and responded, finding Finley and his wife with clap wounds and laying on the sidewalk in front of the Bellagio fountains. Around that same time, the wife of Ruiz, Juliana Pimentel, approached police and said she believed her husband clapped someone. She said she was walking in front of her husband when she heard gunshots and ran. Notice what she said. She believed. She was walking in front. She heard shots. She ran. She didn't see. So she's absolving herself, right, of any wrongdoing. However, she was there. I want y'all to peep that. Husband and wife and husband and wife. Okay? Now, you peeping the names. I want y'all to recognize. Ruiz and his wife, Juliana, are of what? Hispanic descent. Okay? Now, Mr. Finley and his wife are melanated folk out west. Man, listen, because for some reason they are leaving that information out. Okay? First of all, it hasn't come this way. Hasn't hit us. I'm just on point with a lot of things. This isn't viral over here. Even though, again, it was live. Watch the video, you see him pull out and you see him clap. There's plenty of different angles of the vid. However, it's not on ABC up here or NBC or C or any of our local stations. Didn't hit. Didn't hit. Okay? But what we are getting, right, is information about them protesting, rioting in LA. Right? We get that. What are we getting up here? The primaries in New Jersey. Right? We're getting all, but us here who are very much engaged in YouTube and social media, we're not getting that. So you wouldn't know that this Spanish brother just unalived a melanated couple. Did that have anything to do with the beef? I'm almost sure it did. Because as I watch many videos of Mr. Ruiz, I see him throwing it up. I see him, doing the West Coast sea walk. Don't know if he is sea or not, but he do it. He spoke the language and he postured as such. And we do know that there has been a large uptick right? Before these protests and riots, before ICE was running through the neighborhoods, we know that from pandemic on, that there has been a steady increase in racially motivated clappings against us by Latin people, by Hispanic people on that end. Now, if these two were engaged in this Twitter beef over a year, well, let's finish now. This is what's reported. The feud reportedly started in 2020 when Ruiz allegedly pepper sprayed Tanisha, the wife, according to witnesses, social media YouTubers that was witnessing, who did not say exactly what caused that first incident. So whatever was transpiring online out there, they had ran into each other before. Okay? Now, in his rants, in the videos that I watched, he was actually saying, yeah, I'm out here. I'm in the streets. I'm looking for you. I went from casino to casino to casino looking for you. I'm outside. Come outside. And in the course of him in the car making these videos, he's on the internet. His quote-unquote content was threatening homeboy, okay? With people in the chat. Some de-escalating or attempting to de-escalate it, others adding fuel. You would have to be one who have witnessed it to understand and to know whether this was racially motivated. Okay? But this has been going on. Now, the pair's dispute continued online, Ware said. Rodney's wife said she was okay. So he was just like, okay, let's handle this another way. Controls his emotions very well. This is what Ware said. Rodney controls his emotions very well. That's what I liked about him the most, said one of his, I don't know if he was a moderator or somebody who was just watching, but he said that even after Ruiz pepper sprayed his wife, he wanted to handle it another way. And from what I have seen, they was getting Ruiz's channel struck. He had a strike. He had two strikes, I believe. And if he would have got another one, his little YouTube was going to be out of here. So now, he may be angry, right? From whatever beef they had, because these are melanated people. These are black folk. Two, they reported him twice. Okay? So he was about to be out of here if he did have an established channel. I keep telling you, people eat off these channels. When these dudes is up there with, man, sometimes as little as 30, 40, 50,000. If you got 50,000, you can, sustain yourself, especially if you out of town. Okay? So if somebody has more than that, 75,000, 100,000 subscribers, 150,000 subscribers, and these dudes is online and doing their numbers every day, man, to get that taken away, that can drive somebody that's already off over the edge. So if you're already affiliated or you're in some type of organization on the street out there, you're a little off. You're a little off. So by them maybe telling them that they're going to give him another strike, they're going to report him again, he said, listen, I ain't got no choice. Okay, let's continue. The arrest report said Ruiz left the clapping scene, ditched his shirt, his hat, definitely ditched the wife because the wife was there. Okay, and the hammer before taking a ride share only as far as New York, because he didn't have money to pay. He then walked to a friend's house who told him to turn himself in. After being taken into custody, Ruiz said he was approached by Finley's wife, who was dancing in his face. He said he saw Finley reach for his waistband and asked, "What's up, cuz?" aggressively, and believed he was reaching for a firearm, so he clapped him in self-defense. Now, none of this is in the video, so he just jammed himself with the statement, right? Because we are watching the video, we're seeing, okay, Mr. Finley actually on screen talking. Turning, looking, turning. We see the wife, okay, enter and said, "Listen, fall back, stay away," to that, something to that effect. "We ain't here for that." And Ruiz just pulled up and clapped him. Now the wife is shocked. She was shocked. Okay? Frozen, like many people get. Trust me, bear witness to the fact. When that thing come out, people freeze. They don't know how to respond. And he didn't have many words. He ran up, pulled out, and gave it to him. Now, she ran towards the husband and him. That's when the camera or phone fell and he clapped her. Right? Now, other people's footage on Twitter, you see her actually laid out. Husband and wife unalive. Now, he did this walking with his wife. You understand? These are middle-aged people playing on YouTube. This is a married couple. Seemingly having nothing else better to do but to come on YouTube. Get into YouTube beefs or whatever transpired last year that wasn't resolved, that wasn't left alone. So now I'm trying to figure out who was the winner and who lost and how many have lost in this incident. Let's finish. He also told police he fired toward Finley's torso, but when Finley continued to move, he aimed higher. He also admitted to clapping Finley's wife when he saw a shiny black object he believed to be a hammer. This is what he's saying. So now you mean to tell me that whatever transpired over the course of this year or so, after you done pepper sprayed this lady, okay, that you had to take it up a notch to another level? So hear me now. Anger management, perception, communication, being triggered, believing something that may not be an actual fact. Okay? Married people. I read in another article that Finley was a father and a grandfather at 44. And notice what I always tell y'all. How do you manifest yourself during the course of the day? What is your purpose? When you're of a certain age, you have to only utilize social media in whatever space you may deem yours as a point of information. Other than that, I can tell how you function in society and how valuable you would be in a space of us pushing for liberation. You mean to tell me that someone that's a father, grandfather, husband can be on social media getting into beefs? You got time for that? We got time for that? I don't. Which is why I tell you, I stay clear of all of it. We speak from a point here of learning, of educating, of moving in a different way. There's no beef here with anyone. Nobody. I don't be beefing with nobody on social media. I don't beef with trolls. That's not my mission. That's not in my energy. Do you understand? However, in the course of us moving towards liberation, okay? In the course of us moving towards liberation, we will have enemies, right? And this is where people get conflicted, where they hear me speak of violence and get confused. Say, well, wait a minute. You're an anger management. You're an anger management specialist. Yeah, but I'm no punk. I'm no dummy. Liberation is violent. Revolution is violence. Okay? Militancy is violence. Our own thoughts about being free beings has to include violence. Understand that. It is a necessary piece, necessary violence. Okay? The same violence that's being exercised in LA, right? The same violence that's being exercised in the Gaza Strip and in the Congo. These are interactions. The same violence that they're trying to give Captain Ibrahim. Okay? It is only pitiful when it is unnecessary, when it doesn't serve a political purpose of moving forward. This is why these lives were wasted. A husband and wife, a man like Ruiz who just finished himself, he ended his story, and his wife as well. I'm sure she was traumatized by it, by her statement alone. I heard shots and ran. I don't know what happened, but I believe it was my husband. I'm out of this. Her life will never be the same. Wasted lives, nobody gained anything. It's not even viral on this end in social media, so the outcome of it, if it's still kept at a minimal, would have served no one. It was a bunch of nonsense that could have been avoided if the people had believed differently about themselves, if they knew themselves, if they had knowledge of self. Understand. How do you put your wife in harm's way? How does a wife not speak to her husband to de-escalate a situation? Mr. Ruiz's wife. You understand that these people weren't cognitive of this situation over the course of a year, right? So when you seeing individuals over here consistently online, going back and forth, consistently back, attaching themselves consistently to other individuals, you have to ask yourself, how well is this person? And are they doing it for themselves, or are they believing that we are impressed as an audience? You understand? Or again, do they fit in the space of where you're moving? I always say, once you pass 35, your ass is middle age. I don't know why people, again, believing in these Ofays that when you get your AA, RP card and you 50 something and you retired, that you middle age. Damn it, don't nobody. It's rare that we moving and living to 100, 105. God damn it, your ass is middle age. Life expectancy is 70, 74. And if your ass is living in poverty, in the conditions of the projects, of NYCHA houses, of the 3rd Ward, of, 5th Ward, and, 9th Ward, we in Compton, we up in, man, your life expectancy is even shorter. So when you 35, your ass is middle age. Now, social media gonna allow you the space to act a fool when you got 38 and 40-year-old women shaking their naked ass in thongs and bikinis, and compiling a bunch of videos and pictures and makeup and semi-nude to get their ego boosted. Now, if that's your purpose, then serve it. But your ass is middle-aged, mama. Now, maybe, the dude's out the way, the drunk dude, the dude that's in the number hole, the sanitation dude, maybe he's telling you that you fly and you got a fatty and you done gave it to you and he done put every effort into making sure that eggplant reached your belly. But you was middle-aged like motherfucker, lady. Yeah. Okay. You too, sir. You may have the top of the year car. You may be on your 2nd job, sir, because you done, retired off that first one. And you giving it your all to everybody, every one of these young girls that's 30 and under. Sir, your ass is middle age. Your clock is ticking. So if y'all are fine because your knowledge of self hasn't made you conscious, hasn't made you woke to the degree where you are finding importance in everything you do, then have at it. Because your triggers, what motivates you, when you get to having these disagreements online, can escalate to this degree. Very easily. We just at the apex of it, what happened with these individuals here. But I've seen dudes take IP addresses and hunt dudes down. I've seen dudes run into people on the street. I've seen it. We've seen videos of it. We've seen these kids prop up at somebody's door, snatch somebody out of a car when they live. We done seen it all. But those who avoid it use social media and technology as a tool to get better. We've witnessed that. Because you are purpose-driven. Okay? You're purpose-driven. This way you won't get caught up as a father, husband, grandfather, getting clapped and gunned down in the street in front of a casino as a black man that happened to drag your wife into it. Now, again, as you know, more people come out who might have witnessed the initial beef and the ongoing beef, but it's not here there. I could care less about the intricate details of it. I'm dealing with what we see and what we know in this class as specific anger management issues. We seen that. We seen that they allowed themselves to consistently trigger each other. This wasn't no 2-week beef. They said they've been beefing since 2023. 2023? You got energy for somebody that you don't live with to be back and forth 2023? Come on, y'all. Come on. That made 0 sense. 0 sense. Now, from what we're getting and from what I've seen so far, Mr. Finley and his wife didn't escalate it, didn't threaten this man to that degree. Again, they chose to handle it differently because, again, he already had pepper sprayed her. He already had pepper sprayed her. It was already a confrontation. Now, I didn't read anywhere in this or anywhere else that they go to the authorities when she got pepper sprayed. Or was it just, again, let's handle this on YouTube. Let's take his channel. Let's take his money, his livelihood away from him. And you see how people act when they lose them channels. You see how people act when that livelihood gets shifted. They lose their damn mind because they rely on this shit. Again, I tell you, I work for you. I work with you. You don't support, you don't fund the war effort. I don't eat off of this. I don't have 100,000 subscribers. I don't have that following on Twitter or Instagram. And this shit don't move me other than the space where we make a connection and I'm able to change and shift your life. That's where it matters. Tory, much appreciation for funding the war effort. You understand? If I'm not able to educate someone and have them educate me about who they are and where they want to go, this shit is meaningless for me. I already know what I need to know as far as liberation. I already know. I got 1,000 books in my head. I got years of experience of fighting these divine evils, of going at these old faiths, of sitting in political meetings, strategy meetings, and sitting with bullshit politicians. I already know what I need to know. This serves no purpose other than galvanizing and having people understand that they are people who believe as they believe, and we can build that and utilize it as a tool. But when you're sitting in a space and you're going to think that this is a record label, or you're going to think that this is some sort of tool, or you're going to consistently get resource from it when you're not providing any information and it's threatened, or you're going to lose your damn mind. you're gonna lose your mind. And Mr. Ruiz Manuel, who just unalived a husband and wife at night on a Vegas strip in front of people and in front of social media, is a prime example. Prime example. That's where we at. That's where we at. So I want y'all to understand that. Learn what I'm doing here. Understand, we don't play with no trolls up in here. Gone. We don't address them. Why? Because we're in a space where we're learning, we're educated, and we're moving. That's a distraction. We don't even know if the troll is real. We don't know if it's a bot. Remember, these things that are moving nowadays create themselves. So they understand the language that would be triggering against us when we're in a space of learning. We don't do that. So if we don't do this in class, I dare y'all to do this on your own social media platforms. When you're watching and reading and going through it and commenting, don't y'all go back and forth with nobody. Y'all don't even know if it's an actual person. But because of your past trauma of different words and hearing it, you get triggered. We don't do that. Not here. You're my students. We don't play like that. We don't have time for that. Because we know who our enemy is for real, for real. So we don't engage in that. I'm not sitting here so I could go outside and have to what? Do something to somebody where their head gets bandaged up and I'm on News 12. And now because, they want to press charges, now I'm on the island for a month before I could get out. And that's a month that y'all don't have no class. You dig? That's where we at. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with it. There's a responsibility that I have to you. It's like there's a responsibility you have to me. We are responsible for and to each other. That's how we build liberators. So now when we move, we know we move in a space where we're accountable towards each other. So when I say be safe, you got to be safe. When I say make it home and make it back, you got to make it home and make it back. That prevents us being triggered by things that we read, that we see online. That's what keeps you away from the bots and the arguments and all. That ain't it. Trust and believe, when we got to put in work like this, we're going to put in the work in the right direction. Now, again, I'm not allowing any ruling out of the fact that this could have been racially motivated. We're not going to excuse, we're not going to even believe for a simple fact that Mr. Ruiz kept this beef going on because Mr. Finley and Tanisha are black people. Black people unalived by Hispanic, Latino. Remember his claim of heritage is, this is what it is. This is what you have to see. This is what we're looking at. Okay? An over year-long beef with a Latino brother out west. and this couple is unalived. Don't y'all engage with people negatively on this space. I don't care what you've been doing up until this point. I really don't. And I know y'all go through it. I've seen it. I've gotten clients off of, what is that damn name of that stupid ass chat line thing? Oh my goodness. Give me help. Give me help, y'all. What's the name of that stupid ass chat line shit that they be on? Okay? I've had clients traumatized from that bullying that they said went on and still goes on. Yeah, that shit, Marshy, Clubhouse. Okay? Traumatized from it. Literally, there were groups on that thing of women that have been bullied and traumatized on it, and it's triggering. Why? Because you can be muted, you can get X'd out, and you're sitting there and you're listening, and get out of here. You understand? We don't do that. You are a student here? Nah, we don't rock with that shit. We don't do the back and forth bickering. We deal with facts. If we comment on anything outside of this space here, you come with facts. That's what we deal with. And how do those facts impact us? If it doesn't impact us, what are we doing? If it doesn't impact us, what are we doing? And I get questions about that every day, all day. Whether you're a client or not, whether somebody that I entertain in my DMs or not. How do we move? What should we be doing? As we manifest and looking and watching the different spaces, what are we doing? And I'm telling you, if it doesn't impact you, ignore it. You watch, you intake the information, you utilize what you can. If you can't, it goes in the trash. We have to move in a space where things impact us, have to change if the impact is negative, and if it's something that is positive and it is progressive, we use it and move forward. Other than that, we don't get caught up in the dumb shit. That's why it really don't matter what is going on. People ask me, do you watch the BET Awards? Hell no. Why? Shit don't impact me, no way. I don't eat off of it. They don't eat off of me. They ain't going up against the Ofay. They letting the Ofay run up in their back. Yeah, right up in their gripper. Don't impact us. Who wore what, who said what, who did. It has no bearings. Do we entertain it sometimes for a good chuckle and giggle in a setting like this? Yeah. Yeah. Can we speak on Cam Newton and his shiny ass knees and his floral print extra tight gripper slacks with the vest and the hat to match? Yeah. We could giggle about that shiny shit. Yeah. Don't impact us none. We already know he fruity as a Looney Tune. We know that. We know it. It has no impact. Him being that way does nothing for us at all. None. These are just a big old 6'5" strong Roy G. Biv. That ain't got nothing to do with us. Nothing at all. Okay? Yeah. Lanolated. Right. Lanolated and gripper greased. He ready to party. That has no bearing on us other than comedic relief. So stories like this lets us know that's a very teachable moment. Now you got some real bugged out individuals. Listen, we just in New York, a 2-year-old was missing. Now they claim that they found this 2-year-old's father. Claims he threw him in the river. That's what he told the mother. The young mother, we just learned in, is 17. Now I'm sure, however they present on social media, they wouldn't present depraved as that was. Okay? People are off. They're not balanced. You get me? People are not balanced. And I'm telling you, don't y'all do it. Don't go on social media back and forth. When something disturbs your energy, block it. Block the profile, block the conversation. You keep it moving. That's it. I teach my client base, learn how to close doors. That's it. Some people just genuinely open doors because they're nice people, because they're curious, because they're worldly people. So you open doors, you have a conversation, you online, you may engage. Learn how to close doors. You don't owe anybody anything at all. Close the door. I close doors quick. Bam! People have been rocking 6, 7, 8 months, and next thing you know, they out of here. Boom. Oh, okay. You're not in alignment with where we're going. You out of here. Just like that. Come on. No explanation. No beef. No love lost. I'm out. You gone. It's just that simple. Whatever the time and space was, I don't care if it was 2 minutes. I don't care if it was 3 minutes. I don't care if it was 2 months. I don't care if it was 2 years. Get out of the situation. Okay? That's what you have to learn how to do. You close doors. So when you have that door closed, you don't get triggered. How many of my clients is up in here tonight? How many times I tell you that? Close the door. Close the door. That's it. Because a stranger shouldn't be able to trigger you. They don't know you. They don't know you. So they can never really disrespect you. They can disrespect the presentation of who you were to them in a certain space, especially a stranger. Now, of course, I always say, your family, first ones, they know all of it. Your family, trigger the hell out of you. Trigger the hell out of you. Why? Because you expect them to know you, and you have an expectation of knowing them, and through family trauma and bonding and life and years, they know exactly what to say to get to you. They know exactly what to do, how to treat you, to get you in a space where you're triggered and angry. A stranger should never be able to do that. Ever. That's just a jewel I'm giving y'all for those who are not my clients. Strangers should never be able to trigger you. You don't know them. They don't know you. I wouldn't care what they call you out your mouth, out their mouth. They don't know you. They don't. You don't know them. Get what I'm saying? All the time. Do you get what I'm saying? That's less people that can push your buttons. That's less people. Because everybody's a damn stranger. Damn it, sometimes you're married to a goddamn stranger. You thought you knew the motherfucker, and then one day he woke up, saw smoking crack. Damn, where that came from, right? You thought you knew the broad. You know, you come home, you see her with the broad in the, well, what's going on? You don't know strangers in the street, okay? So we don't get into that. We have no room. Y'all get me? No room for no beefing. If I catch y'all doing it, because I see y'all, I think I don't. Sometimes I go to your pages and I see who y'all follow, and I see y'all engage with them, and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, you follow them, and you commenting and shit, and you getting into a world of words with this, I do the homework on that, that's a bot. Your ass is arguing with a bot, but you come to class on a regular. Shit like that. I watch everything. I do, trust me. That's just what I do. So stick up kid, I gotta know everything. Because that's how we win. That's how we need information. We don't need nothing else. We got our hammers and we need information. So you get accustomed to poking and prying and looking and watching and researching. You dig? When I see y'all arguing with bots or y'all arguing with fools, sometimes I tell y'all, yo, listen, cut it out. I'll speak it. I'll show myself. Yo, cut it out. Stop arguing with this shit. Get off of it. Block them. Block them. They're not in alignment with where we're going. Because this is unnecessary. This man, him and his wife got unalived by a fool. A fool. When they do the mental profile of this Ruiz individual, I guarantee you he's slow. A lot of people present as well and they not. Okay, so let's go. And we send condolences out to the Finley family. We do. So anybody in Vegas who watching or y'all watching the replay and all that, we send our deepest condolences and may the universe heal y'all in time. Okay? That's right. It's reconnaissance. You got that right, Flatbush. You know how we do. Here's what it is. Neef Buck, you getting 55. Coming up in here. I know you were smoking weed. You out there. You just coming in class. We got 76 minutes in you. Yo. 55, Neef Buck. Let's go. Now, for everybody who want to do the tit for tat, okay, the tit for tat. Yo, look over there. Yo, if they was black, this would have happened. Yo, oh, whoa, yo, they white. So that's what's happening. Excuse me. Listen to what the hell I'm saying today. Now, we've been watching for the last 4-5 weeks. Shit, matter of fact, look, it's on right now. In the rain, they going into the courtroom, Diddy trial. Look at, hey, what up? What's going on, Pastor? Then you was fly back then. I've been missing you. Yeah, you was fly then. Yeah, everybody loved you then, didn't they? Your ass is meatloaf now, baby boy. Anyway, I ain't gonna stop at Neef Buck. 55, Neef Buck. Yeah, see, he was fly then. But this is what we've been consumed with. We've been consumed with baby oils from the first time he got locked up. 1,000 bottles of baby oil, right? No bail. Snatching him right up out of the goddamn telly. You understand? Rejecting his bail packages, everything. This is what we've been consumed with. The trial in Manhattan. But hold up, god damn it, hold up. There's another trial that's been going on, and it just ended with a conviction. With, for me, something that's more dastardly than the puffster. Yeah, but y'all ain't heard about it. I didn't hear about it, but I just seen it. And we got to get into it because why? Because it deals with Karens. It deals with these Ofays. And hopefully, okay, once we go through it, some of our sisters, our melanated women, okay, some of them who just been sitting, who just been marinating, okay, believing in some type of ideology or doctrine that, you know, in order to find myself, in order to heal myself, I got to abstain and marinate and just, ooh, okay? Because that's old fate thinking. They put these little things together to throw it out there and shoot it at you. So now you sitting there marinating. You're in a space where the narrative is black men hate black women hate black men, and your mind is scattered and you're stressed out. But these old fade women, they don't do that. They put them philosophies out there. But look at how they do. Okay? And look at where it went. Now, it might have been a noble idea, but this shit got real crazy. Let's go to it, and we getting this from the federal court. Defendants Nicole Daydone and Rachel Churwitz used deception and abuse to obtain their victims' labor and services. Whoa, y'all talk about Grippergate. Oh, damn it, let's get to it. Excuse me, y'all, let's get to it. I'm going to try to run through it now. 1247, damn it. 1247. Okay? Fuck ain't no news, man. We get back to that. Chris Webber gave a statement talking about it's a lie. We gonna get to fuck. You wasn't in class the other night. So now you're asking questions. Huh? Now you asking questions? Sit your ass down. You come into class just to disturb, and just like you did in Jeff. Just like you did in high school. Come into class mad late. Thought about cutting and then try to, let me get in class. God damn it, sit down. Now, let's continue. Okay? Earlier today in federal court in Brooklyn, a federal jury convicted Nicole Daydone, the founder and former chief executive officer of One Taste Inc. One Taste Inc. He ain't saying nothing about Bad Boy Records. Okay? That at least sound professional and on the up and up. But One Taste, this is the name of the company? One Taste Inc. One Taste, a sexual wellness education company, and Rachel Churwitz, the company's former head of sales of forced labor conspiracy in connection with their coercive scheme to obtain the labor and services of certain One Taste employees. To achieve their goal, the defendants and their co-conspirators subjected the victims to economic, sexual, emotional, financial, and psychological abuse, as well as surveillance, indoctrination, and intimidation. So basically, these Karens, these old fays, try to get on some pimp shit. Y'all know y'all can't do that. This is what it is. Okay? Yes. The verdict was returned after a 5-week trial. Damn. 5 weeks and we ain't heard about nothing. How many weeks are we in with the Puffsters case? Talk to me, chat. How many weeks are we in with the Puffster case? Huh? Come on now. Yeah. That's right, Neef Book, 4 weeks, right? Yeah. Okay, so we missed this one though, right? Nobody had this all over the news. Why? Because these were Karens. Okay, let's continue. The verdict was reached after a 5-week trial before the United States District Judge, when sentenced Dedone and Sherowitz each face up to 20 years in prison. Ooh-wee. Playing with somebody grippers? Yeah. Check it out now. One Taste was a privately held company founded by Dedone in 2004. Damn, she been rocking a long time. I came home in 2004. Damn. Check it now. Check it now. Because I need y'all sisters to listen. Its principal place of business was San Francisco, California, and it operated at various locations in New York, Los Angeles, Denver, Austin, and London. One Taste promoted itself as a sexually focused wellness education company that offered hands-on classes on orgasmic mediation. Yeah, so basically they was just rubbing all up in between your grippers and in your seat. Yeah, hands-on. Which involved stroking a woman's genitalia for 15 minutes. Yeah, let me see what's going on up in here. What you say? You say Chad wasn't? Oh, I know, honey. Well, maybe Chad don't lean back, just relax. Yeah. Oh, what else happened? Oh, the kids was acting crazy in school. Yeah. Okay. It's almost there now. Just relax. You just relax. Susan, you're tense this week. What happened? Oh, I couldn't get to yoga. Okay, we're gonna straighten that out for you. Okay? Yeah. One Taste generated revenue by providing courses, coaching, OM events. Okay? So they had a room full of them at the event. Okay, girls, it's time. It's time for OM. Oh, wow, this is what I've been waiting for all month. Yeah. Ain't that right, Becky? Yeah, Jill was in here. Did you see Jill? Oh, yeah. Okay, events and less publicized courses in other sexual practices in exchange for a fee. It's always a fee. It's always a fee. Oh, yeah, they will have to get funded. They get funded, okay, for their therapeutic practices, for their healing practices, okay? Okay? So this is a whole organization. This is a whole business. This has many hands in it. But they coming at the diddler here. They coming at the buffster. Now we understand why. He's not getting off the hook with his old freak nasty self. But this is money involved here. Now, they don't charge the buffster with a RICO. I'm trying to figure out. He was just tricking so far that we see. Okay? Yeah, gripper healing. Again, I need y'all to understand this now. Because they got y'all saying, oh, abstinence. Oh, girl, you need to just be by yourself. Yeah, ain't no black man don't give a damn about us, girl. They don't need that. So now they got you marinating and your head is getting, because you know you ain't built for it. 4 months, 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, 8 years, 6 years, you middle age and past, you in a way that these Karens don't never be in. You looking at them, how they functioning? They got dogs, they got kids, they do yoga at 10:30 in the morning. I'm at work. They cooking, they got wine, what's going on? Yeah, because they getting OMs, they getting all type, because they're taking care of the balance that the lady parts give them. They ain't doing that shit y'all doing. Let's continue. One Taste promoted itself as a sexually focused wellness education company that offered hands-on classes. They ain't say they would teach hands-on classes. I know it's funky up in there. They going in there and they, man, Jane is in class, Sarah's in class, Jennifer's in class, Becky and Beatrice in class, okay? Which involves stroking women's genital for 15 minutes. Damn, 15 minutes is long. I'll give an hour session on anger management. 15 minutes is a long time. I get a lot of information exchanged in the first 15 or the last 15 minutes of class. 15 minutes, you doing all that? Come on now. I know some women that have been marinating. 2 minutes, they finished. Oh. 15? Because, it's a Ofay. So Ofay's is a little demented. You may have to do it a little longer with them. Okay? 15, 4 feet. Okay? As proven at trial between 2006 and May 2018, the Donay and Sherowitz obtained the labor and services of multiple young women who had turned to One Taste for healing and spirituality by coercing them to perform labor, including sexual labor, for the defendant's benefit. So they hiring a team to work the clients based on what they've been teaching. Ooh-wee. Pimping on a high level. Let's continue. One Taste advertised that its courses and teachings could heal past sexual trauma and dysfunction, which I'm sure at some point it could. However, let's see where the criminality came in. Okay? Because I'm telling you, some of that is part of therapy. Trust and believe. There are spaces where in therapy and in healing that your body has to be balanced. Okay? So we're not going to say that this wasn't right and exact, but at a certain point it got criminal. Okay, let's continue. The Donday and Sherowitz used abusive, and manipulative tactics designed to control One Taste members by making them emotionally and psychologically dependent on One Taste, including encouraging them to incur debt by opening lines of credit to finance the expensive courses, subjecting them to constant surveillance in communal homes, collecting sensitive information about their prior trauma and sexual histories, depriving them of sleep, and subjecting them to SA. See how they went and got C? Because that's the nature of the Ofay. They just can't be straight up and be in the therapeutic space. They got to get abusive. So now they want to say, okay, Karen, you know what? Karen, You've been coming for a few months now. We have to raise your rate. Oh, but Doug is having a tough time at work and I really can't afford. You can get another card, Karen. You can get another card, Sharon. Oh, Doug wasn't in the... well, I guess we'll have to stop your service. As a matter of fact, we got to end this session right now. Oh, but I was almost there. I can't. Your 15 minutes is up and you don't have any more bookings. You don't have any more money. I'll get the money. Just please finish. Okay. Yeah, you giggling, Merglo, but that's the conversation. I'm telling you, man, listen, it's high pimping here. Okay, let's continue. Once they had secured the loyalty and indebtedness of certain One Taste members, Dodone and Sherowitz engaged in abusive employment practices. They directed One Taste members to work long hours, 7 days per week, with little or no compensation. That work included manual labor and the provision of sexual services. For example, Dodone and Sherowitz coerced their victims to sexually service One Taste's current and prospective investors, clients, and employees for the financial benefit of the company. It's pimping. I need you to do this, because this dude about to put up another 30,000 so we can keep the lights on. Go get that shit. Don't get, just go ahead, Pimping. Okay. 3 witnesses testified about how they were coerced into becoming a handler for One Taste's initial investor, who was also Dodone's boyfriend, which required them to live with him, perform demeaning acts at his discretion, and cook for him. Multiple other witnesses testified that they were coerced under the treatment of termination, under the threat of termination, demotion, ostracism, and financial and spiritual ruin by Dodone and Sherowitz into performing various acts with One Taste potential clients and investors. In 2017, Ms. Dodone sold One Taste, a company built on the backs of coerced and unpaid or substantially underpaid labor, for $12 million. $12 million. This is a private company that she sold. How was she able to sell it? Because she had a client base, a roster of people that was going to consistently come and get these services, and a staff that was working it. Man, I know somewhere in the cuts there had to be some Mac, because Karens don't get down like that. They was getting proper instruction. But why y'all didn't hear about this? Do you know when they came to court, some of their clients was coming to court? Do you know it was white girl power coming in and out of that court? Do you know that they wasn't inside, that they was walking the court on a daily, they was bailed out? Do you understand? So when you want to compare something to the Puffster, to R. Kelly, to Bill Cosby, there you go. You dig deep into that case. You look up in the one case. One taste. You start to go and look at articles and figure it out, but they're going to keep it on a hush because they're going to protect Becky. They're going to protect Susan and Amy because they don't want y'all to know that they can't function without that 15 minutes. Yeah, they don't never want that secret out about the Ofay, because they want black women to believe in their mind that they're extra freakish, that they're extra loose. that booty hole brown is the standard for black women. This is technology. Black women could do the celibacy thing for years. These old fays can't do that. You see how this shit work? They can't do it because they know that that release has to happen in order to maintain some type of dealing with the world in a balanced manner. But they push that shit on you. They push feminism on you. They go back to their husbands on a regular basis. The top feminists is sleeping with Chad and Scott and all of them. And tell them, yeah, you could go out and talk, and that's an extracurricular activity for you. But when you come up in here, bitch, you're sitting your ass down and get my beer. That's what go on with the Ofay. When black women stand tall, she moved out. She's gone. Now she's a feminist. Now she got her head tight on her head, mad because she marinating and shit dripping and she don't have a release mechanism. Angry black woman syndrome. Because you done listen to these Ofays telling you that you don't need your man. But Karen and them is building a whole company behind servicing themselves to make sure that that little box, that earth get watered. Remember, in their psychological makeup, in their top psychologists years ago, they called it hysteria. That's where the hysterectomy, that's where the root word come from. Hysteria. Yeah, she crazy. Why is she crazy? Damn, Doc, we gotta figure it out. And so they watching the animals, and they watching the animals because they know that they're in tune, that they got the same DNA as the animals, and they see how the horses act crazy, they see how the chickens act crazy, they see how they little pigs act crazy. God damn it, Karen is crazy. She's having hysteria because she need to get that thing rubbed. God damn it, Doc, you're on to something. We wasn't functioning like that until we took on their value systems, until we took on their spiritual beliefs, until we took on their sexual behaviors. Now your alignment is out of whack. So in order to control you, they tell you, you don't supposed to be with your man. He can't provide for you. Yeah, because Jim is not hiring your man. So your man is worthless. Yeah, this is how they move. This is how they move. So you want to demonize the R. Kelly. You want to demonize the Bill Cosby. You want to look at the diddler and say, damn it, I knew I should have never bought no Sean John. You's a freak. But this is going on. This case ain't. Come on, one taste. They telling you what it is. Come on up in here and get a taste. 15 minutes, we'll get you right, Rebecca. Really? Yeah, Rebecca, come on. They built this company till she was able to sell it for $12 million. Read what the mission statement is. It's a bunch of bullshit. Amy, come through because, Henry has been working. He's been overseas. He pays you no mind. When he comes home, all he wants is his beer. Come to one taste. We'll get that nut off for you. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Renegade Mac. That's all that is. He ain't no dirty macking. That's renegade bitches doing what they know how to do. Okay? Heidi Fleiss did it. They do it to themselves. They criminalize real pimps and macs. That's why they took that T word and put it there. Because the T word means a whole bunch of time. You get it? Because they were unable to do pimping. They were unable to be max. And that was the only hustle that black men could sustain themselves in, that white folk couldn't do. You can't sell no drugs if you can't grow them. You can't make it. So all of black hustlers, I don't care how large they became, they were working for the government. The government controlled all that. The minute they wanted you, you was coming on in. Come on in. What you call yourself? BMF? Come on in here, boy. What y'all call yourselves? Come on up in here. Who you? Come on up in here. Because you work for us. Now you got out of pocket. Let's go. We can't do that with the pimping. Can't do that with macking. So they had to make sure they eliminated that. Had to make sure they eliminated that. Get these black men up out of here. They gotta go. But that don't mean the game stopped, because they've been doing it for eons. They are who? People who purchase box. They're going to do it anyway. If they don't purchase it, they'll take it. That's how they move and groove. So you looking at Diddy and saying, man, I ain't never dancing to Who Shot You again. I ain't dancing to that no more. He got baby oils. He got people watching. He putting man fluids on him. He's a freak. What do you think was going on with these women in one taste? What do you think was going on with them? They're paying. They're taking out lines of credit. Do you know how severely touched you gotta be to be a grown-ass woman, to take out a line of credit for somebody to give you a hand job? You ain't even getting no wood. You getting a hand job? Shh. Where they do that at? Come on, you know it couldn't have been a whole bunch of black women in one taste. Black women want that wood. I'm paying. I'm taking out a line of credit for 15 minutes. Rubber dub. Nah. But the Ofays will do it. Yeah. Come on now. Come on now. So again, when you're making comparisons, make the comparisons now. Okay? Yeah, Neef, we know how nasty he was. He is. We ain't saying that he stopped. Damn it. I hope y'all don't think he stopped. He ain't stopped. Nah. No, there's plenty of baby oil and Muslim oil up in the Cusco where he at. Yeah. He don't stop cold turkey just like that. There's a couple of freak-offs up in the lockup. I'm sure about it. Yeah, they got him a general prop. Yeah. Yeah, don't laugh and giggle. God, don't giggle. You ain't got to giggle. But if y'all think he stopped, shit, not after that, not after all the evidence that came out. That's right, Bernie can't stop, won't stop. Shh. Nah. I don't believe that. Shh. But again, you see how these old fays get down? Trust and believe. The depraved behaviors from some of these melanated folks, they learned it from somewhere. All right? So that's the deal. Once again, it's after 1. I gotta be up. I ain't got time. Yeah, I'm gonna be right up, you know? So, as always, man, I appreciate everybody for coming to class tonight. It was a little light, but we here. You understand? Yeah, we here. Yeah, we here, because we responsible for each other. Yeah, and we growing. Trust and believe we growing. All right? Yeah. So make sure y'all come back to class safely with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. Okay, I'm watching y'all. Make sure y'all safe out there. And trust, please, if you haven't got an assessment, get your assessment. If you need your sessions, book your sessions. I'm telling you, it works, it helps. All right, get it in. Okay? All my classroom assistants. God damn it, see Bliz, you still up. Go to, it's time for sleep now. You gonna lay down now, damn it. See Bliz, Marshy, workload, we see y'all. Tierra's out like a light, I know that for a fact. Much appreciation for holding it down once again. You know, yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Marshy, keep making them people up. Keep making them people up, because damn it, some of them need it. Okay? Yeah. Alright? To those who donated, to those who funded the war effort, much appreciation to you. Yeah, we see you. You dig. The new subscribers, we glad you're here. This is the class. If you need to catch up, damn it, hit the replays. Start going back. Yeah, we have magnificent content. Shit. From a year ago and all that. All right? And if we don't have class tomorrow, I'm going to a funeral. One of our OGs, one of my OGs, passed away. We didn't know he was ill. At least I didn't know. So tomorrow we'll be at his services. Coop, man, Coop DeVille, man, old Coop from Linden Houses. The one who showed us how to wear Pumas and gabardine slacks and mock necks. And yeah, very, 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 very instrumental in how many of us viewed ourselves in East New York when it was time to be flying, be at the jams and stuff, man. Cooper was a real solid dude. Okay, so, you know, we send our condolences to the Cooper family, to Reggie, and the rest. So if we don't have class tomorrow, because I'm going to definitely be in a space where I'm going to be seeing a lot of my OGs, a lot of them. I know they're coming out deep for that, and that's going to be very emotional because, again, as I always say, I was a little brother in the neighborhood. I was the only one who never had no older brothers. So I was always ripping and running behind these dudes. I'm going to see a lot of them. A lot of them. And like I always say, I don't know what's going on with this generation. I'm 56, and if I see, or when I see my OGs and they're in their 60s, it's still bowed down. It's still it's still a respect. You understand? Because I wouldn't have been able to be in a lot of them spaces. I wasn't able to be in the projects, in the move, and I wouldn't have been able to know how to conduct myself in the streets and behind the wall and things of that nature if their education wasn't there for me. So there's a respect there, and whenever they come around and we're in that space and we lose one, it's very, very impactful. So we'll see how we move in tomorrow. I may have to do class early if I can, but you know I gotta get in the gym. I gotta work this. You know, yeah, I gotta work this. Got to. You dig? I gotta work this. So, you know, I don't skip that, you know. See the traps and all that, you know, because that was another thing they taught me coming up. Listen, you gotta be right. You're in these streets, you got, ain't no slowing down. You nobody wanna hear that. Okay, never know when one of these sickos gonna act silly. You have to get parked, old school style, in the cut, you know, put him to sleep real quick. Hit him with the double, ease him down. Yo, he sleep, y'all don't worry about it, he sleep. Okay, just put him to the side. Yeah. Okay, so again, if we miss class tomorrow, y'all know we will be right back at it. Day after. All right? On that note, all my truckers, don't drive with no cash shit in y'all, pull over to the side. Okay? Don't mess with them rest stop dots. Get your deliveries. Boom. Get home to your families safely. All right? Don't be in the streets acting crazy. To y'all that's in the streets. Okay, LA, be safe. Fall back as much as y'all can. This isn't melanated people's action. Okay? Remember, they don't hold us down in no other spaces. They don't rock with us in the prisons out there, in the county jails out there. They on their own with this one. Don't you get your ass caught up talking about we protesting and you supporting and all that shit. And when you go to jail, they can't even holler at you. They can't even speak to you. They can't even show you no support. It ain't like that. Stay your ass out the way and analyze and watch. Take notes. Okay? That's where we at with it. Everybody else, I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all. 55 gang. Get y'all grades up.